What's up everyone, welcome back to another video, and we are once again working on the Honda Civic, and today we have got everything front suspension. So I am leaning in on nearly having this MOT ready. So the majority of the welding's done. Obviously we did one side in last video. I've tried to get the other side done, but I haven't had a lot of time to do so, but I've had a lot of stuff turn up, so let's crack on with the front suspension today, because some rear stuff come wrong, so we can only really get on with the front. So if we come here and look at the front suspension, straight away you can see that ball joint is not happy, so let's put a new one of those on. This pads are low as it is, see them, and the discs aren't happy, so let's put some new ones on. These ball joints for the steering arms, for the steering links look fine, so they can stay. The anti-roll bar links look fine, so they can stay. Those bushes in there look fine, so they can stay. You get the gist of what's going on here. But I have got new bits and pieces for it. Ball joints, disc pads, whatever. So what I'm going to do first is clean up all the threads and spray them in some penetrating oil. So in here, what we're going to start with is getting the brake caliper off and cable tying it to this strut, because this strut's staying in place. I know I can cable tie up that out there and that will not get damaged. So let's take that off. So 12mm at the top, 12mm at the bottom, and then we'll be ready to go. Fun fact, I don't know if it's a real fact or not, but I was told that Japanese cars don't use 13mm nuts or bolts, because obviously 13 is an unlucky number in that area of the world. So apparently that is why none of these cars have 13mm nuts on them, which is incredible. And as you can see, just like that, we have the brake on the floor. So here's the disc. I don't know if you'll be able to see, it's quite a big lip on it, so that's not good anyway. These pads were down to the limit, and these sliders are in need of some grease. So probably caught that at just the right time. They've got a bit of movement, but not a lot. That one's slightly better, but the bolts are looking good on the inside though, so that is incredible. So what we're going to do now is we're going to lower the car down. I'm going to show you inside the boot. And in here is a load of parts. So here you can see, here are our new rear trailing arms for the rear. We have not got around to fitting those yet. We have a disc and some pads, and we have loads and loads of miscellaneous suspension pieces. So I think this is for the rear, that can go to the back, This is for the front. Those on the floor. See, that is also for the front. And then there is something else for the front, but I'm not entirely sure. That might be for the front, I don't know. These are definitely for the front, but we're going to struggle fitting these. And we got our disc. And a set of pads, which I've got them wet. Brilliant. but all of this, they're for the rear. No, for a fact, don't know where they are from. No, these are definitely for the rear. They are control arms for the rear. I don't know where they're from. So the first thing we need to do in here is remove all of these split pins from the areas where I'm going to be taking stuff out. And these are very annoying because they all snap like that. That was more done for an example than anything. But basically straighten them up and you should be able to tap them through. But 9 times out of 10, they don't really like to come out because you never really know how long they have been on the vehicle for. So I need to work through. I've got one here, I've probably got one under the suspension arm, and I've probably got one on the track rod end. So I'm going to get these off, if you can really see it. And then they come through this end. You can't see it. So I've just cracked the nut off of here, this one, and here, this one. So what I'm going to do is undo whatever holding this in to the top, get this ball joint off, which I'll be able to get by hitting here a couple of times with a hammer. Now I'm going to take this whole unit out as one, because we do need to tackle this ball joint down here. So drive shaft nut off, because obviously that's going to be coming with it, and then we can move from there. But it's got a stupid dented nut, which I'm going to need to try and get out first. So let's give that a crack. That was very difficult actually. So that's free now, and I can push that drive shaft in and out like that. Therefore, oh, I think we got a split in the drive shaft boot. Oh no, the boot's just come off, luckily. So I'll be able to fix that back on. But it's not, doesn't look to be split. That is a bonus, because we don't want to be replacing drive shafts too. So let's get back up to the top and go from there. I do need to get that out of there, which you just do with a hammer. You hit it here like this. And then when you hit it right, that will come completely loose. So if I show you on this one, when this is in the car, right, it's the other way around, but it's held in up here. Probably thinking, where were those bolts? They are actually up here in the engine bay. One is down there, where my finger is, and then the same on the other side. So this box, it's got to come out. It looks like it's held in with a load of 10 mils. Yep, 10 mils. That was a 12. So that box comes out with one there, and then I think that's it. And then we'll be able to get to where we need to get to. So that is our next job. As you can now see on the floor, we have about everything out that we need. So here's the hub in question. Obviously that disc doesn't look the greatest, but we need that bit off. And then on the back of here, there is a ball joint, which we are going to do as well, because it does look to be split. So can't even get it out. This is the bit we may struggle on. I do not have a press, but there's the ball joint in question. To me, it looks like it's held in with a circlip. So we'll wrestle with it. We'll see what we can do. But that is literally how easy it is to work on this Honda. So Hondas are actually quite well known for being very easy to work on. Probably one of the reasons that a lot of people, like younger people, get these older Hondas and like the EP2s for like their first, second cars, because they are very easy to work on, very easy to modify, and also quite cheap, really. All of that part cost, I'll tell you at the end, besides the rear trailer arms, because I had to pick them up off a breaker, but they weren't actually, there she is in the background, too expensive. So as you can see here, I've got a little thing set up. I cannot see a circlip in there. I'm going to do a bit of digging to see if I can find one, but I'm going to heat it up like crazy and then try and get it out. But first, I'll do a bit of digging all around in here. See if I can find a circlip, because I can see something, but to me it doesn't look like a circlip, it just looks like part of the ball joint. So I'm gonna dig around in here, try to find if I can get any sort of circlip out, and then we will go from there. You may notice I've just flipped it round, and that's because I'm an idiot, and I've just realised the ball joint goes in like that. I just compared it to the other one, so in theory now if I hit this down, it should start coming out. It might take a few because it is in there, but I might need to do a bit more heating up. But that comes out that way, not the way that I was hitting it. So a bit more heat combined with hitting it the correct direction, then we might actually get this ball joint out. While you're watching me fight with this ball joint to get it out, using all these flames and hitting it very, very hard, if you're enjoying this series or you enjoy watching me as a channel and enjoy the sort of content that I'm putting out, please don't forget to subscribe. We're getting really close to some goals, and we've just gone over the 200 subscriber mark, which is amazing in just over a couple of months of me posting somewhat consistent videos. Really enjoy putting out this content. I really hope it's helpful and entertaining, so if you are enjoying it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. So that is the old ball joint out. In the process, it exploded in my face and it split into a million pieces. There's the race, that's going to be very hot, so I'm not going to touch that. Here's like the insides, so like it's partially plastic, so it's melted, and it all just exploded everywhere. So, but it is out. So let's work on getting a new one in. So I have a new ball joint here, and obviously it's got to go back in the opposite way. It's got to go in like this. We should be able to help it up. That is fully through there. Now we have got which is just dropped on the floor somewhere. Excellent. Got a circlip on it. What that does is just keeps it in place, but I've lost it. So this is what you call a circlip, and they are an absolute pain. So you need a set of circlip pliers, which I've only got a small set, but it will work nonetheless. And they go in there like that, and then open it wider. So you can go over the top of the ball joint, or wherever your circlips go in, and they just snap into place. That is the circlip in place like that. Just like that, we got a brand new ball joint and a new nylon lock nut. So now we can get this all built back up. So now, putting this back together, I'm actually going to put this piece on first, rather than sending it all together built up like we took it out, because these is going to be extremely hard to get the bolt hole through there and up into there while it's all that one big heavy unit. So I'm going to put this in first and then we're going to move on to the next. Just like that, we are 3/4 of the way built up now. So that is new. You can see nice and new. And we've got that new ball joint right down in there. Again, this joint here has a bit of play, but nothing excessive. I've just checked over this boot and it's not ripped, so I've just re-secured it with a cable tie at the top. So now we've got to push that piston back, pull them slider pins out of there, give them a good clean and a little bit of grease, and then put everything back together. And then obviously just rinse and repeat for the other side. So I'll get that side done off the camera. I will show you this side when complete. Other side's going to be slightly more difficult because some 2 bolts that are in the engine bay. You've actually got to take the battery out on one side, so that's not exactly helpful, but one step closer. But what I think I'm going to do as well is, I didn't bring a detailing brush, but I want these wheels to be very clean. So I might dose them instant cleaning solution and then give them a quick once over while they are off the car. So it might be a little bit easier. But as you can see, this side, we got 1 bolt right there, the other bolt is there, down there, so the battery is going to have to come out for that one. But let me show you taking apart these calipers. So I have just taken out the box, the disc and pads, and they're the wrong discs. You can see that they're visually different. So what we'll do for the meantime is we'll just give this a good clean up. I'm probably going to have to get new shims, but we'll give this clean up, we'll get them slider pins nice and free, and then we can go from there. So you can see here we have our kit. So we want to try to be as careful as possible with these boots because we don't have new ones. We can order some, but obviously remember we're trying to stay on that budget. So we just try our best to get these sliders out. There you go. You can see all the old grease on that. This one, mega stiff. Look at that, look at all the crap in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get these boots out as well. Trying to be as careful as possible, because we want to give all of this the best clean. So we don't want the brake pads to wear unevenly or anything like that. So we can give all of this right here a good clean. Just starting with a rag, we're going to clean everything off. We want it all to be nice. All the old grease. All that's happened is the old grease has just gone a bit hard, and whether it's the correct grease used or not, I don't know. I mean, depending on who you ask, depends on what sort of answer you're going to get. But that's all we're doing, cleaning it up. We're going to put new grease on it, and then we're going to put the slider pins back in, and it will be nice and free. Worth to note, sometimes these 2 slider pins are different. Some have like a rubber piece. I know that this one's come from the bottom here, just because of how dirty it is and how tough it was to slide. But let me get those cleaned up. Let me get these. You won't be able to see in there, but it's all mega chocked with old grease, and in there will be the same story. So now with these 2 cleaned up, in here cleaned up, and inside here, I haven't done obviously the top yet, but we can get new grease in there and get those pins slide in once again. And just like that, we have it rebuilt. These are nice and free now. I've got one hand, so I can't really show you, but they're nice and free and moving. We've cleaned up in there, even though I'm going to order new shims anyway, especially now. I can't do the brakes today, but that is it. There's always something to be thrown in the mix, parts, and it is a Sunday when I'm doing this, so it's not even like I can go down to parts and just get new ones, which is unfortunate, but what I'm going to do now is crack on with that other side, get that done. But that is basically, it's Honda suspension is actually really easy, and fingers crossed, so far so good. I haven't had much go wrong on this car while working on it. So once I've done the brakes, I'll definitely be bleeding all four corners, because one, the brake fluid in the tub doesn't look very healthy, and two, I'm going to have the rear brakes off anyway to do them rear trailing arms, which will be coming up in another video. It's not getting done today because, again, I ordered disc pads, and guess what, the wrong ones arrived, which is incredibly annoying, but it is what it is. So I'm going to have to leave it there, and I will catch up with you in the next episode. And hopefully next episode, once I've got this suspension done and then rear arms done, it can go for MOT. So we're going to put it through an MOT before we sort the paintwork out, and then we'll see what happens. The car will be up for sale. I don't really know what to value it at, because they're a fairly rare car. You don't see them for sale very often whatsoever. So I really don't know what to value this car at. I'm probably thinking maybe around the £2,000 mark. It's got a lot of history with it. It's clean underneath. Obviously a lot of work's just gone into it. But let me know your opinion on what you think this car would be worth. How much would you put this car up if it was to sell? It's behind you now. Look. It's just there, just chilling. Just chilling. It's got an easy life really. But yeah, so that is the situation for today. I will catch you guys on the next episode. But if you've enjoyed this one, learning a little bit about the Honda suspension, please drop me a subscribe, a like and a comment. I'll catch you guys on the next video.